her off. Woo!
Eureka.
We make plays every day.
Every day.
Yeah, we make plays every day. Yeah, we make plays every day. Yeah, we make plays every day.
You got Kelly on this one.
We make plays every day. Yeah, we make plays
Killer
every
Kelly.
day. Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
make plays every day.
Hey.
Every day. Yeah.
Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scott Free. And surprisingly, my voice ain't crazy raspy after partying over an entire weekend. You know what I mean? Normally, my voice would be gone right here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, check this out. It is Monday. You know what I mean? Y'all probably going to hear this on a Tuesday. But Monday, we get back to work. We work every day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not holidays, but you know what I'm saying? But you know what though? I would work on a holiday. How about that? But yeah, another man who's also on the grind, hardworking in the industry, is our special guest host for the evening. It's my man, Kevin Banks from Piggy Bank Pickz. What's happening, Piggy?
What's going on, Bogart? What's going on?
Welcome back, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Last time we had you as part of the dynamic duo known as Crackbacks, right? Fantasy Crackbacks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sin City. You know what I mean? Big up. You know what I'm saying? Also a great follow. Check them out on IG, Sin City on Sticks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're bringing him back for, you know what I'm saying, for a one-on-one right here. But welcome back, my brother.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to be back, bro. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do today, Playmakers, is we compiled a list. And you know what I'm saying? This whole time while I was getting the show ready, because I kind of lagged a little bit. Some little bit of technical difficulties. But you know what I'm saying? It actually gave me time to double time and have a drink, because I knew I'd have to have a drink or two to try to do this intro because I had to get real Shakespearean, because this show is called To Curve or Not to Curve. That is the question. Whether it is nobler to draft said players that we should curve or not. Okay. See, nailed it. Bogart goes Shakespearean. Yeah. But so I compiled a list. We're gonna go to curve or not to curve. You know what I'm saying? And before we get to that, we're gonna go ahead, handle some housekeeping. Follow me at the GMM Network on Twitter and IG. Also follow me at Bogart Scott Free World on IG as well. Also be sure to hit that subscribe to YouTube / the GMM Network. You know what I mean? Also, be sure to subscribe to us at the Rum Boys Fantasy Network as well, where you see Bogart is a proud member of the Rum Boys as well. Gang. You know what I'm saying? Catch us Friday nights, Rum Boys After Dark, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. You know what I'm talking about? Also, be sure to go on rumboys.com. Check out all our latest and greatest articles. We got some UFC action coming back. You know what I'm saying? So you see the homie Jake from Rum Boys Combat. He's gonna be delivering some solid articles about this fight card coming up this weekend. You know what I mean? Be sure to check him out. Also shout out to Miles Peacock. Also be sure to subscribe to my man Justin from Clock Management at YouTube / Clock Management Fantasy Football. You know what I'm saying? Highly imitated, never duplicated. You know what I'm talking about? And man, make sure also to subscribe to my man Gemmo the Icon Show. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube / Gemmo the Icon. You know what I mean? We're gonna have all these links like normal. That's just the gang. I had to shout all my guys out. We're all out here working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then also we want to shout out our sponsor, Milk and Honey TX. For all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness, visit www.milkandhoneytx.com. And very, very big shout out to our proud new sponsor, Monkey Knife Fight. You know what I'm saying? Go on Monkey Knife Fight. When you make your first account and you drop that first deposit, we'll match it all the way up to $50. Like I said prior to this, UFC is coming back. Bro, you want to get on in this action, Playmakers. I'm telling you, we got all kind of props. You know what I mean? And with this promotional deal, when you use promo code GMM, we'll match your first deposit all the way up to $50. Once again, that's promo code GMM. We'll match it all the way up to $50. Monkey Knife Fight, give me money. Hey, what's happening? Kevin Banks. Let them know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Kevin Banks. All right, man. So I'm representing Piggy Bank Pickz. So you can find us on Instagram at Piggy Bank Pickz with a Z. And you know, my boy Sin City's actually rebranding right now, so it's actually going by Complicated
That's
Kai.
right.
So,
That's right. I seen it. I actually had to click on it because I got a mess. He messaged me like on Friday about that the wine. Not the what is it? The Jeff Ernstein or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah.
Epstein. There you go. Yeah, he said it. I was like, whoa, that shit is crazy. I was like, whoa, I wasn't even aware it was like that. I knew a little bit about the case, but I was like, whoa. Anyways, yeah, he and I was like, who's Complicated? And I was like, oh, okay, that's dope. I like when you rebranding is always great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Complicated Kai on Instagram. So go follow my boy, and also my boy Christopher Pickz on Instagram. Go follow him, Pickz with a Z, because he makes Piggy Bank Pickz. He is the Pickz. I am the bank, and Piggy is the mascot. So you feel me? That's how we're gonna do that. And also we are on Spotify, y'all. So you know we just getting new to that and all that. But yeah, that's on Piggy Bank Pickz. And yeah, man, that's where you can find us. We're on, the hub is Instagram for now, but we are going to branch out very, very soon.
I love it, man. I love the growth, man. And you know what? You just reminded me too, Playmakers. You know what I'm saying? We are now available as well on all the streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like it's dope, man. Because any way you can get the content out, I mean, yeah, we gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? I know YouTube, like YouTube, it always had the allure to me, like the allure of like, man, if I can get YouTube money, you know what I'm saying? But like, yo, man, get it out get the content out every way possible. You know what I mean? But yeah, but anyway, we're gonna, like I said, tonight's show is to curve or not to curve. That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to draft said players or not. So let's start with my man, bro. I almost want to do the whole show in that voice. Okay, well,
let's go.
Okay, so to curve or not to curve, Derrick Henry.
That is a great question. You can't curve that, man. You get the guy that got
Okay,
300 attempts.
Let me preference this with Derrick, because I am gonna preference each one of them, right? So Derrick Henry, I'll preference it as in he's like going 6th, like 1-6, 1-7 territory. You know what I mean? I am not paying that for a guy who's not, and then because we only play PPR over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, and I know you're the same way. So you know what I'm saying? Playmakers, we only play PPR. If you playing that old school non-PPR shit, standard, whatever you want to call it, reconsider your fantasy life. Anyways, right? Derrick Henry, he's not really gonna catch a ton of balls. You know what I mean? And like, yes, we know he could catch a screen and take it 65, 75 yards to, house call. We've seen that shit. But it's like, and it is kind of crazy because he is kind of good for it. Like, you be waiting for it, like he's gonna pop a big one. He does. It's kind of crazy, but I still can't bank on that. You know what I mean? Like, and there's other surefire things. Like, I'd rather have a Michael Thomas in that area if Michael Thomas is there, or I'd rather have like I'd rather have a Nick Chubb who actually is a route. He runs the routes. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Derrick Henry don't run no routes. So maybe to pop this one off, I'm kind of curving him because of where you got to draft him. And with the loss of Jack Conklin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That right guard.
On the right.
Like, man, he had so many big runs in the zone run scheme with Conklin busting that second level open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe he was a right tackle that he went to the Browns now.
Yep.
So that should help. That should definitely help out Hunt and Chubb.
Oh, yeah.
Me, man, look, I know curve. Some of us used to put that back in the day. You feel me? To smell good and all that.
Yeah, hell yeah, that was the shit, bro. Hey, listen, all the hoes love curve, bro.
Yeah,
bro, that shit. Woo! Bro, you know what's funny? I didn't think of the curve cologne this whole time, and I must have said the word curve like 30 times today. You feel me? Like, yo, curve cologne was the one that had like, hold on, Playmakers, we're gonna veer off just a second, bro. It's like a grenade where like you pull the pin out so you can squeeze the button. Bro, that was the shit.
I had to bring it up, man. You feel me? Old school.
That's player shit right there, man.
Yup.
My girl won't even.
Man, like,
yeah.
Derrick Henry, man. I understand what you're saying. PPR, everyone. That's what it is. That's the day and age we live in, right?
Yeah.
But I can't curve him. I know that there's other guys out there, but I can't curve him, and this is why, because I was a Derrick Henry hater. I must admit it. You know, I was like, this guy can't replicate this. You know, that what he did in December a couple years ago, he can't do that again.
Well, he got me to a Super Bowl that year because I picked him up off the waivers too. Like it was like early December. Yeah, motherfuckers was tripping. I was like, I'm taking that Derrick Henry. I wasn't finna draft. Even that year, I didn't want to draft him because he was like going as like a third, fourth rounder. I was like, I don't know, man. And then you know what? When motherfuckers got so upset with him, I swooped him up. You know what I mean?
But see, the reason I say this though, right? So when you think about, workhorses, right? This guy is literally the workhorse of the old school definition of a workhorse. But and remember, Adrian Peterson was not someone that would catch the ball all the time, but he would get the 30 carries per game.
Yeah.
And this is what Derrick Henry is. He's like a AP, different running style, but he's just going to get the volume. He had 300 rushes last year for 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. Now, I know he doesn't get much, targets. He only got like 24 last year, 18 receptions for 206, and
which is
a couple of them he busted.
Yeah, 2 of them even. So it's like,
so
2 of them probably amounted to like 130 of those yards. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. But like I said, I'm comparing him to AP, and I know it's a new age with these running backs, but I just can't curve him, man. If he's there, I'm not like oh my god in love with it, but just the value, I think it's good enough that I can't curve him. I just can't.
I think I would curve him in the first round, but I will say if I have like the 12th pick and I'm going the back-to-back joint and he was there, I'm hella happy to have him there. But see, you know what I mean? Like there's so many other running backs and that I feel, have workloads, maybe like they'll have like 5 or 6 carries less than Derrick Henry. But here's another thing too. The coaching staff did come out and say like they're gonna lighten his load because he gets hurt. You know what I mean? And they intend on making a deep run. So I could see him maybe losing 3 or 4 of those carries. So maybe if it's still 24 carries a game, I think they might even drop it down a little lower because they did draft a rookie. Maybe let's say 22 to 23 carries. You know what I mean? That's not much lower than 24, but I'd say like, you know what I mean? I could see that because they said they want to try to preserve him, you know what I mean? And they have, I know Deion Lewis is gone and they have that rookie and no one should be scared of that rookie. But I mean, man, Derrick Henry, once it gets to the winter time, that's when they need him. But either way, maybe it's just because I like other guys better than in that sense. Like
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go on to the next name. Right? So, let's see. Oh, yeah, right here. So, all right. Two curve. Oh, not two curve. Austin Eckler. Or as I like to call him, Austin Powers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Because this motherfucker had some powers last year, bro. Damn near 1,000 through the air. Hell, you know what I mean? Like, okay. So now here, we'll keep it in chronological order. So I'll give my take first. I'm kind of curving him. I love him a lot, but it's the same scenario with Henry. Like, first of all, if Austin Eckler is my RB1, I'm not mad at that. He's my RB2, love it even better, right? Like, because if I go running back heavy early, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Phillip Rivers is not there no more. Phillip Rivers was the guy. He's not mobile in the pocket at all. He's going. You know what I'm saying? He has not only does he have 8 kids. That's probably proof why he has one of the quickest releases. You know what I'm talking about? Like he had that quick release, and people like Austin Powers. He benefited. You know what I mean? And like if it's Tyrod Taylor, I don't know if he's just gonna like take off, or even if he checks down. Like. You know what I'm saying? As much, maybe when he was with LaShawn McCoy, he did check it down a ton, but I don't know. I worry about that. Then at one point, we won't see Taylor and we'll see Herbert. Then how does that change again? You know what I mean? Like, there's too many question marks for me with Austin Eckler to feel comfortable as getting him in the second round. Like those, maybe not too many question marks, but just those specific things I just thought of. Like you know what I mean? I'd rather take a Kenyon Drake, to be honest. You know what I mean? Or maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then handcuff him with Edmonds later. Or even like, but I guess you could say that, there is a handcuff there, Josh Kelly, for Eckler, who I hear a lot of things about him. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, it's just I'm kind of curving him. I would rather have Joe Mixon. Like even though a lot of people, have Austin Eckler, ranked higher than Joe Mixon. I'd rather have a Joe Mixon because Joe Mixon is a do-it-all guy. He is great between the tackles. And Eckler, man, he's over the years when you give him any kind of big load, he gets hurt. So, but he, everyone loves Eckler because of the passing game work. So, without, I mean, But so, what you think about him?
Man, I mean, some of these guys skyrocket, right, because of the production they had last year, and then now,
sure.
They go to uncharted territory, going to the the end of the first round, early second round, when you're getting these guys, in the middle rounds, or later rounds in other drafts. So, he definitely is a little risk factor, even like Kenyon Drake, because we don't really know. But, the upside is definitely there. And I think, I'm not sure if you saw that, but the counselor went at it with Eckler, and they were talking about, the production and how he's not a workhorse or whatever. And Eckler was defending himself and saying, hey, look, man, I'm lined up at all parts of the field.
Yeah, that's a workhorse in that sense.
Exactly. Yeah. But see, man, no, I'm going to go piggyback off what you said about, Henry, right? So if Eckler's my RB1, I'm not the most... excited about that situation. Now he's in my RB2. If I can, if I'm in the back end of the beginning of the second round, and I can get an Eckler, oh yeah, for sure. I can get Eckler in the second round. After I get my RB1, if that's the strategy I took, then hell yeah, I love Eckler.
Fuck yeah.
Now, am I gonna curve him? I mean, I think his value and his upside is right at the right range. So I'm gonna say I can't curve him. I'm not gonna curve him if he falls right there in that breadbasket in the second round, and I already got my RB1. That's the only situation I don't curve him.
Yeah, because I will preference by saying that, like, a lot of these names I'm going to bring up, I will acquire them if certain things happen. Like, if they fail. Like, because, a lot of these questions are going to be kind of ADP based, too. You know what I mean? Like, are we curving? And then, so let's go on to the next name. I do love Austin Powers Eckler, though. As a talent, love that guy, dude. And, like, man, because I mean, but
mojo.
Oh yeah, he got the mojo. But see, did Dr. Evil take the mojo away this year? But you know what I'm saying? Because that's the one thing I'm looking at. Because man, with Phillip Rivers, like that's why a lot of people are even excited for.
And Gordon.
Yeah, and Gordon. Oh yeah, like but Phillip Rivers too. He had a really bad line, so that pressure was coming through, and over the years he developed one of the quickest releases, like him and Brady, and it was the same situation for Brady because they just never had like the best line to protect them. So
Chargers got better.
Yeah, the Chargers got a little better. I'll say that. I say their line got a little better, but either way, I would love a Joe Mixon, where another place where I think that line got better. You know what I mean? Because they got Cordy Glenn coming back. They got their first year. I mean, the first round pick from last year is coming back because he got hurt. But yeah, okay. But let's go on to another name. Another name that everybody's excited for this name ever since he got drafted. And he was the only running back to go in the first round this year. So, to curve or not to curve, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, he's going in the second round in redraft right now, right?
Yep.
Honestly, I would love him. If I anywhere I'm at in the first round in Dynasty, I might fuck around and get Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know what I'm talking about? But in redraft, I so badly want to have him, but... Bro, like, okay, I love him. And the Schmitties of the world, no matter what, these guys are never dropping past second round. Unless the Chiefs come out with some news and they say, oh, we're going to start him off slowly. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe if they say that, that's I'm saying, because there's no way his ADP is dropping. There's too much hype on him. People, it's recency bias has everyone with the Chiefs out. They're the best team, blah, blah, blah. Kareem Hunt back in the days, rah, rah, rah. Damian Williams, la, la, la. You know what I mean? Then they're like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not sure if I'm paying a second round ticket on a rookie running back who might not start really contributing. Like, he's essentially might start off as a flex play only. You know what I mean? And there's no preseason games. They're taking away half the preseason. Maybe we might not even see any preseason. So it's like these rookies, that's the one thing that scares me about all the rookies right now. Are they going to be acclimated to the system? Are they even going to get a fair like a full complement of snaps because they're rookies. They might, you know what I mean, ease these motherfuckers in because it's essentially gonna be like their preseason games. You know what I'm talking about? Like if we don't have no preseason. So, I mean, just with all that, I think I'm kind of curving him in redraft. If I can get him,
yeah, of course.
Listen, if I have 2 running backs and I'm early in the third, right? So say like I'm at the top of the draft, I get me like a Zeke or like a Barkley or something. You know, say I'm at the top of the draft. When I come back around, I'm gonna have the bang bang picks, right? Bang, swing around, bang, right? And that's normally where he's going. He's going to like 19th overall type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, think about this. If I was to draft like, running back, swing around, Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's there, I would fucking love that. 3, you know what I'm saying? If he's my third running back and I could wait. But see, also too, I'll make an argument if I'm in the third, well, I would rather just wait for like a Jonathan Taylor or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because he is going to be in a situation where the other running backs are trash. You know what I mean? Like, he carries the high draft capital. I mean, so does Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But, I mean, running behind that line, you know what I mean? It's Frank Reich. He loves to run the ball. I mean, the Chiefs, for the most part, they're more balanced than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's gonna, it is lopsided as far as rush attempts towards the pass attempts in Indy with Frank Reich. You know what I mean? But I mean, so are you curving Clyde Edwards-Helaire at all? The Fresh Prince of Hell-Air?
Bonnie and Clyde over here, Edward, is somebody that I am curving, bro. I am curving. I'm curving hard. I'm a curving with the Heisman, actually. And This is why. Because my guy right here, bro, I mean, he's 22nd according to Fantasy Football Calculator overall, right? And that's way too rich for me, bro. That's way too rich. I mean, if I'm going to get a rookie running back early, it better be, when Zeke came out, when Barkley came out, you feel me? Because I knew those guys are for sure. There's no competition. Edwards is going to have a good season. I don't doubt it. It's just that, let's not forget that Damian Williams, I know that people were like, oh, Damian Williams, went in the 3rd, 4th round because all these people were hyping him up, right, when he was doing it in the playoffs, or he consistently did in the playoffs, because he did it last year as well. But he's not no bum, bro, and he's gonna get his carries, all right? And he catches the ball pretty darn well too, Damian Williams. So I'm not all sold that, Edwards is just gonna run away with the show and that's it. I know Andy Reid has spoke very high of him. I honestly don't even think that Edwards was the best running back in the draft. Now, he fits Reid's system, cool. I get it, man, but it's just too rich for me, brother. I can't go with a guy like that, especially when there's someone like, that can get a couple, picks down, 24th overall. They're talking about, Todd Gurley. And I'd rather get a Todd Gurley in a cutter system where I know that Matt Ryan's going to go off. I know there's going to be a ton of fucking red zone. You know what I mean? They're going to be competing versus the Saints and the Buccaneers. So Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I mean, Matt Ryan's going to have to put some 4 points up more than usual. And I know that Todd Gurley's going to, he could catch the damn ball. So I'd rather get someone like Todd Gurley because there ain't no one over there in the Falcons that's going to, take carries away from him. Yeah. That's just me. And I know some people might not agree. I know a lot of people are high with this dude. But, I stay away from the hype train, man, because, when you go with the hype train, you get the David Montgomerys, and they might bust on you, man. They go all the way up to the 3rd round. They don't always, go up to that value. If you ain't a Zeke, if you ain't a Barkley, I can't touch you, rookie, not in the first 2 rounds. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you know what? You actually brought up a name, and he is on the list. He's further down the list, but let's segue to him right now. David Montgomery. I'm actually, this is one of the guys on this list that I am 100% not curving. David Montgomery, to curve or not to curve, I am not curving. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, there was too much hype last year, like you said, right? He got bumped up all the way to the 3rd round. So you're literally drafting him at what his ceiling could have been. You know what I mean? So now you need him to. Now you took away all the floor, you took away all the and then you added all the risk of drafting a rookie in the 3rd round who, like you said, isn't a generational talent like a Zeke or a Barkley or you know what I'm saying? When you just know that this motherfucker's gonna walk in as a day 1 starter. You know what I mean? And here's the thing.
Yep.
When he had that preseason game where he had a nasty run, like a 39-yard run, and then he pounded a touchdown in. Like it was just like, oh yeah, here we go. You know what I mean? That didn't help the hype because it made people even more hyped. You know what I'm saying? And then so now but see, what would he have? He had like let's see, what did he have? I think he had like 800 something. How many rushing yards did David Montgomery have in the 2019 regular season?
I can tell you right now.
Montgomery had 889.
Okay, so he had 889
regular
yards.
season in the NFL.
And I know he had a couple hundred through the air. How many receiving yards?
David Montgomery had 185 receiving yards.
So 185. So he had like around. So yeah, he had essentially damn near 1,100 total yards, right? If so, this year he's like, you know, was he like a back of the fourth, middle of the fifth type pick right now? I want to say, what can you look that up on the calculator? Because I know
he's right now they got 4.07.
Yeah,
so 45th overall.
He is at the back of the fourth, right? Or like, you know, kind of middle of the fourth actually. If it was 12, right? 12 teams.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that there. If that was his floor, if 1,100 yards is his floor, and you know he had like 20 something receptions or whatever it was. You know, you get 20 more, you get around 40 receptions, because they definitely, even though they have Tariq Cohen, you know, you can't look one-dimensional, Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy, you can't be like, all right, we got to put Cohen in because his passing downs work. Like, you know, you become predictable. Like, oh, they got David Montgomery, short yardage situation. Okay, they're going to run it. You know, you need these guys to be effective in both assets of the game, because that's how when Matt Nagy was with the Chiefs and he had Kareem Hunt, you know what I'm saying? That's how Matt Nagy was with Jordan Howard that first year he came there. They at least tried to get him acclimated in the passing game, but like, you know, they found out real swiftly that Jordan Howard was not a great pass catcher. So then you seen more Tariq Cohen in his rookie year. But David Montgomery can run the route tree. He does have hands, but you know, so last year I think a lot of it was also misusage. Like Matt Nagy was just being a bonehead. You know what I mean? Like it'll be third and short, and he'll take him out, put in Cordell Patterson. It was like, then after the shit, he's like, you know what? I found out. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have ran in with Montgomery. It's like, come on. So I think hopefully, and you got John DeFilippo there this year. And check what did Leonard Fournette do last year with John DeFilippo? He caught 70 balls. They're gonna target the running back position in John DeFilippo's system, even though it's Matt Nagy's gonna call the plays. Every week in the war room, it's gonna be John DeFilippo helping draw up the game plan, and they're definitely gonna throw to the running backs, especially if you have a guy like Cohen and Montgomery who can catch. So if you give me him in the late fourth round. And he's definitely probably my third running back. If I went running back, and then I targeted like a Kenny G or something like that, right? I would love Kenny G as my WR1, and then I'm grabbing a third running back. So now I have this robust, you know, running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not. So what happens? What you think about my man Monty Burns?
Oh yeah. So like when I said Monty, but I was talking about the hype from last year. You know, to talk about Edwards, you know, Bonnie Clyde right there. But what I want to talk about right now with David, man, of course, this guy has great value. I can't curve the man. You got to keep this guy. You got to draft this guy. I mean, because this is great value in the fourth round. Nagy, all right, in 2018, he won Coach of the Year. So he was feeling himself, right? He was like, I can't mess up. I'm Coach of the Year. You messed up, and we seen it week one when they played the Packers. It was like everyone was like, where's Montgomery? Why do you have all these other scrubs trying to run the ball? And, you know, it played out through the season. And, yeah, Nagy came out and said he messed up. So let's say he's a man of his word, right? He knew he screwed up. He saw the film. He broke it down. And he saw the talent that was sitting there the whole time. And Montgomery, you know, picked up at the end of the season, had a couple good games here and there, sprinkled. So we saw the flashes. You said 1,100 yards of this floor. I love it, man. And you know that the Bears love running the ball. It's just an old school team. They have a rich history with running backs. Yeah. And then to your point with the coordinator, boom. He can catch too. Yes, Cohen actually might have a little bounce back himself too, because he kind of disappeared last year. Yeah. But yeah, I love David Montgomery, man. Get you some Monty in the fourth round, especially, you know, like the middle of the fourth round. I love it, bro. And like you said, if he could be your third back, your flex or something, man, watch out, because that could be definitely something that's going to make you win every week out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you kind of touched on this name earlier. To curve or not to curve, Todd Gurley. But and we'll talk about Le'Veon Bell at the same time because
Let's do it.
in this range, they're going like in the same range. And out of those
Yes, sir.
two, I would definitely if I had to curve one out of those two, if I was choosing between those two guys, I'm definitely going with Gurley. And even though it's a risk because we the health and whatnot, and the fact that it is like it is more of a passing team versus a running team, but you just got to look at all that talent, like whether it's Julio Jones or Coolio Ridley. You know what I'm saying? Because I call him Coolio. So you got Julio and Coolio, and you got Hayden Hurst Helmsley, right? And bro, that's just those three alone. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? It's like they're gonna see he's gonna see 6-man boxes, but versus like Le'Veon Bell, who's like, we gotta hope that line is better because they did address that line pretty significantly.
Yeah.
And so I am excited for a 28-year-old Le'Veon Bell who actually might be able to have a quarterback who's not getting killed in the pocket, and we're like, and hopefully Adam Gase is not a dumb. Actually, not a dumb. I was gonna say hopefully Adam Gase is not a dumbass, but nah, he's a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
they go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's like use Le'Veon Bell like in every facet, like the Steelers did. Like, come on, it's a copycat league. You line that motherfucker up everywhere. He can run the route tree. Great hands. Like, come on, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? But and then I could say I worry about Dirk Cutter. Like, you know what I mean? What kind of running back have we seen really eat in a Dirk Cutter system? You know what I mean? But then you could also say that. I mean, because that goes all the way back to like Jacquizz Rodgers and shit with the Bucks. You know what I mean? Like he's just, he never really had. So, or it could be maybe he never had a talented running back for real. In this case, he got Todd Gurley. I don't know. I mean, there's different ways to look at it, but I would probably rather take the injury risk of a Todd Gurley, knowing that they are going to run him into the ground. They're going to give him some work because he got him for 1 year. Todd Gurley needs to prove himself. Let's run him into the ground. They have no quarrels with doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Definitely, bro. And let's cover some of these guys. So, Dan Quinn, right? He is the head coach of the Falcons.
Yep.
He's in hot water, yo. All right, I'm gonna just be real.
Yeah, for sure.
Adam Gase also in hot water. So if my seat is getting a little warm, right, and I start feeling the heat, I'm gonna have to go to some of my best players, and I'm gonna run people into the ground if I have to. And to that point, I mean, they are going to run Todd Gurley to the ground if need be. They do not care. Okay, because this guy's job is in jeopardy, and he knows his defense ain't the best, and it can't stay healthy. So you know how you kind of equalize that?
Yeah,
the run game,
exactly.
time of possession.
Exactly.
So, Todd Gurley last year, even with the arthritis in his knee, still managed to get 12 touchdowns. Okay, rushing.
Sure the fuck did.
And then he got a couple, he got 2 receiving. Now, we know the man can catch. I mean, he had 31 receptions last year, not too many, and he only had 857 rushing yards. But then again, remember, McVay was not giving the workload to Gurley on purpose because he thought they were going to make a playoff push. He thought.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when they ended up switching it to 12 personnel. And so then you started to see Gurley, like, okay, that looks like Gurley of old. You know what I mean? Because that line was so bad. So as soon as they switched to 12 personnel, that was just great coaching by McVay. He is a young-minded guy. I mean, young-minded. He's a young coach, but very, very old school approach. Like, we want to run the ball. And then when they couldn't establish a run early on, he had to make a switch in personnel because you essentially need more help on that line to block. And then, Todd Gurley is going to a line now that's full of all first rounders. You know what I mean? Whether it's an Alex Mack at center and just even from their guards and their tackles, bro, they're all fucking goddamn
high picks.
Yeah, former first round picks, bro. I shout out to the fantasy football lord. He's also a good follow, Playmakers. You know what I'm saying? And you should follow. You should follow him too. Oh, you follow him? He's dope.
Yeah, he's a big Atlanta fan.
Yeah, oh yeah, and when I had him on a few weeks back, we were definitely gonna touch on some Atlanta Falcons, and when I was writing the show sheet, I damn near fell out of my chair because I was just reading all the names on offense, And I was like, wow, they're all first rounders. You know what I mean? They traded for Todd Gurley, he's former first rounder. Traded for Alex Mack, former first rounder. All the other 4 starters on that line, they were all drafted in the first round by the Falcons. Calvin Ridley, first rounder. Julio, first rounder. Goddamn Matt Ryan, first rounder. Traded for Hayden Hurst, former first rounder. I was like, this is fucking nuts.
Crazy, huh?
It really is, though. And then, he was just like, yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, so back to the other running back that we're touching, right? So I love Todd Gurley, even though let me see, he's at 2.10, right? And if you go to Le'Veon Bell, he according to calculator, he's at 3.09. All right.
Oh, so he actually they're not
he has a little more value. But now let's talk about my boy Le'Veon. All right. Because Le'Veon Bell, this guy has won me so many championships in the past. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So I love Le'Veon Bell.
He's part of the fraternity. Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. He got multiple chips for me, brother. And check this out. So yeah, we know Adam Gates is a dipshit. We all know that. Facts. But this man still got 66 receptions with 461 yards, only 1 touchdown. I know his quarterback was also seeing ghosts, so that didn't fucking help when he had the whole mono thing too. So then this guy also rushed for 789 yards. He had 245 attempts. Now that means
that's the kicker right there.
Horrible.
That's the kicker though. Is if he's gonna get that workload again, I changed my answer. I would probably curve Todd Gurley because of the knees also, and now that this new evidence you just presented to me that he's back in the back of the third. I forgot that's his ADP. I like it. Yeah. Give me that workload.
Check this out too. According to Pro Football Focus, the New York Jets offensive line was the most improved. And I love hearing that, right? And then you got who they got Connor McGovern. Yeah, they got him, and then they got that kid Becton. Man, Becton was my favorite offensive line coming out of this draft. I thought he was the best offensive lineman. I mean, the guy is huge.
I like Jedrick Wills as my favorite because, and even the guy that not Jedrick Wills, the guy that the Giants picked up because he's like day 1 starter. But yes, I do agree, bro. He's a big old apple. It's no wonder he landed in the Big Apple. He's like, and with that said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because his dad is huge too. Like, remember that draft day when they showed him? I was like, God damn. But
the jeans, baby.
And he's just like throwing fools around one-handed, like manhanded, tossing them like pillows, bro.
Exactly. And what does your boy need, man? He likes to do a little stutter.
Yeah,
so when a guy when he stutters and a guy goes flying, boom, he hits the hole and he's gone.
Yeah.
So
bro.
I love Le'Veon Bell. I think he's great value. Remember, Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell were guys you were drafting in the top 5, top 10 every year. And now they kind of fell from the graces of God, right? And they're giving you good value where they're at, and they got good, and they got better situations now, in my opinion. Now, I said like Adam Gase, it kind of scares me a bit, but we saw with those numbers there, boom, the volume is there. He still is catching the ball. It's just the offensive line was atrocious, and the quarterback play wasn't, the best. And hopefully that Sam Darnold gets his shit together because he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
So I love both these guys. I love both of them. And if I had to pick one, I'm still going to go with Gurley, and only because of the touchdowns, okay? Because I still think Le'Veon Bell won't get much touchdowns because it's still the New York Jets, guys. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
And they're playing the Buffalo Bills, and the Patriots and the Dolphins got better defensively too. So it's not a cakewalk. But I definitely think that Gurley, could go ahead and get those touchdowns. So I'm going to go with him, man, because I know he's going to get double-digit touchdowns guaranteed.
Okay, I'm curious now. So let's go to the Coopers. Cooper Kupp and Amari Cooper, right? 2 girls, 1 cup. And my man, and my man, as I like to call Cooper, the pooper scooper, right? So, I mean, I know Cooper's, like, I know Cooper carries the 3rd round draft capital. Where has Amari been falling? Because I know a lot of recency bias has a lot of people off him. And I'm kind of off him too, just because I don't like taking such an injury risk. You know what I mean? But even though 100% of the players in the league, they share the same probability of getting injured because you're playing a physical sport. Just the history of this guy getting hurt. It's like but then you could also make that argument for Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? So, but let's think. What's Cooper the pooper scooper's ADP right here?
Well, Amari Cooper is 3.12, right?
So
and
he's
Cooper,
Cooper's what?
and Cooper is 4.04.
Oh, so I had it backwards. So the Pooper Scooper's
very
actually,
close,
yeah. So okay, here's my thing. I'm kind of getting cold on Two Girls One Cup, because if they're gonna continue to run 12 personnel like the way they did, he gets pushed out wide and he shines in the slot. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
I've been noticing that, maybe it's, overcompensation of one of his legs because of the fact that he was coming off the ACL. But still, like, he's one of those guys in tight areas that gets separation. That's why he's good in the slot and especially in the red zone, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you're taking that away from him, I mean, and we seen it last year, like, he started off really fucking hot. But then when they wanted to establish a run, they switched to 12 personnel. He gets pushed out wide. And, like, he was getting shut down. Like, you know what I mean? He was getting shut down by certain corners. And, I mean, he went from, like, a 200-yard game with the Bengals, and then, like, 2 in a row he put up a dud because he was against, like, great secondaries. It was like, I don't know. Like, maybe he does have more value, I guess, in the fourth round. But, like, say I am going running back, because that's just how my draft was falling. I'm not comfortable with him as my WR1, you know what I mean? And, like, maybe I might be curving both these guys, because if Cooper's going in the third, I would rather have, if Galladay's there, I'm taking Galladay all day over a Cooper. I mean, Cooper is always going to draw the number one coverage or double coverage, if that, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then with the addition of CeeDee Lamb there, and a healthy Michael Gallup, I'd rather have those guys over a Cooper also, you know what I mean? I think I might be curving both those guys. Because like, I'd rather have a DJ Chark a little later than, and if I went running back, yeah, man, like, I think I'd feel more comfortable with Chark as my number one than a Cooper Kupp.
Hey, man, I'm not even mad at that at all, for sure. And I'm going to have to go with you, bro. Actually, we on the same page right here. I don't like any of them, and they have the same, same kind of story when it comes to, the fantasy playoffs, right? When it comes to December football, right? These guys disappear, or they're not available. And I'm going to take my boy Amari Cooper first, right? Amari Cooper in 2018, 2019, the last 6 games. Now, I know week 17, most people don't play that in fantasy, but I'm just going to take these stats. Those last 6 games, right? In those 2 seasons, 3-3, he's only averaged 33 yards. And he's only had 1 touchdown in those 6 games. That's fucking garbage. And you just got $20 million to disappear in December. I'm sorry, Amari Cooper. Yeah, he can take you to the promised land, but what's the point if he's just gonna, fall flat?
Yeah, for
when
real.
you need him the most. Like, I don't know, guys. I mean, Amari Cooper is the definition of a wide receiver handcuff that you need. So you need Gallup if you're gonna get Cooper, or you need CeeDee Lamb if you're gonna get Cooper.
Hey, you ain't lying.
That's how I feel about that. Now, when it comes to your boy right here,
Two Girls One Cup.
2 Girls One Cup, man. Man, when I first made my rankings, I loved them. I was like, man,
Me too.
You don't got Cooks there no more. They got Cam Akers, so now maybe Goff, because he's fucking garbage under center. He needs to play action. McVay needs him with the play action because Goff is horrible when he doesn't have it, but he's fucking awesome with the play action. I'm like, maybe Kupp is gonna be freaking awesome. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta go Robert Woods because I know what I'm getting there. So I am curving both these guys, and I know they have upside, but when you need them the most, they haven't showed up. And I'm about consistency, and I need guys to show up in the fantasy playoffs, because if not, you leave a yuck taste in my mouth. If you ain't showing up.
I love Robert Woods too. I love Bobby. Like, I love him as a player.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's crazy.
USC baby.
He's one of those guys, bro, that like just always produces in this system and then gets disrespected the following year as far as his ADP. Like, I love it. I love that he's going in. What is he, in the 5th round?
Actually, he's 4.07. So
okay, so he's been moving up. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, bro. I mean, especially if he's my number 2, love it. If he's my second receiver, love it.
Oh yeah.
Because he is the guy that shined when they went to 12 personnel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think even defensive coordinators disrespect him by they'll put their best corner on Cup when he's out wide. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Mind you, he hasn't. Robert Woods going to Bob Woods. Just last little note here is that he's never, played outside of, of the Coliseum, baby. He was at USC, and where did the Rams play? I mean,
Yeah.
are we still playing that? I mean,
I love
come
it.
on,
It's a homecoming every time.
Exactly, bro.
Love it. Okay, let's go move on. Let's see. What's the next couple of names? Okay, we're going to Baltimore. I got two guys
Let's
here,
go.
Mark Ingram and Hollywood. I'll tell you this much flat out, curving the fuck out of Mark Ingram. I am not on Mark Ingram. I mean, he didn't even have a game. He only had one game over 13 carries last year. You know what I mean? It's a Greg Roman system. I even remember Greg Roman with my Niners. Even though Frank Gore got a bulk of the work, you still seen LaMichael James in there and shit like that. Pierre Thomas, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, these guys were still sprinkled in. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Give me some Hollywood though. I'll take Hollywood. Where's Hollywood going? Like 6th round, 7th round?
Hollywood, I'll tell you right now, Hollywood's actually been going up, bro, lately. He's been getting a lot of love, so hold on. I'll tell you right now, he's 6.03.
Okay, see, so he's still at least in the 6th round. If
Yeah.
he's like my third receiver for real, I'm not mad at that. To get a piece of that offense, and with Hayden Hurst leaving, it doesn't make me automatically bump up Mark Andrews. It actually makes me think that if they have a healthy Hollywood, a lot of those targets are going to go to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Lamar Jackson as a passer, he has a great deep ball, and this guy is a speedster. Like if he's my WR3 on a weekly basis, you know what I mean? Like yeah, you might have some hit or miss games, but like, bro, like when he pops a big one, it's the big one. And like in the 6th round, I don't mind that because also he's such a big name that if he starts to flash, I would package him up with something else and try to bring back something higher as far, you know what I mean? Like yeah, because especially when you know people that are really big on a guy like Hollywood, like I wouldn't mind having him. Then say I want it, I got Le'Veon Bell and Hollywood. I might package them up and be like, yo, I'm trying to get Kenyon Drake off you. You know what I mean? Then or some shit, or like yeah, like down the road.
Pull some strings, baby. Pull some strings.
Exactly. And a name like Hollywood can help you do that because it's the allure. It's the allure of what he could do. But maybe if he starts to get higher, I'll preference this, bro. If he gets into that 5th round, I'm not touching him because I'd rather have a Terry McLaurin. I'd rather have a DJ Chark in that case. You know what I'm saying? Because I know those guys are number ones. The number one option, to be honest, in Baltimore is always going to be the tight ends or the running backs. You know what I'm saying? Because and to go back to Mark Ingram with J.K. Dobbins there too, eventually he's gonna he does everything that Mark Ingram does. So you know what I mean? Like and Mark Ingram in his age, he started to wear and tear. That's why they were managing his workload the whole season. You know what I mean? He had so many red zone opportunities. You know what I mean? That was crazy.
Yeah, big trust, baby, big trust. Man, so look, I'm gonna be real, bro, and people are not gonna like this one, but I'm curving both of them, bro. I am curving both of them because we talked about this last time. The Ravens' efficiency was off the effing charts. Okay,
really
it was just off the charts, and that is very, very hard to duplicate. And I love Greg Roman. He's a great, fine offensive coordinator. Never had a rushing attack less than 7th overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, J.K. Dobbins is going to take over eventually in the season, I believe. Also, Mark Ingram's in the contract here, so they're going to want to see what J.K. has with the rookie contract for sure. And yeah, so I'm not going to take Mark Ingram, and he's going at 4.11, and I'd rather take Kareem Hunt at 5.06, man. I'd rather take Kareem Hunt to be.
Yeah, if I'm going to take someone that's in some kind of a timeshare, I'd rather have a Kareem Hunt than a Mark Ingram. 100%.
Exactly, because he's going to get the catches. You already know Kevin Stefanski's over there. Yeah. So you know what's going to happen. Kareem Hunt is actually on a year contract himself, but he's on a prove it deal. You feel me? Like he's trying to get that big contract from somebody. Someone's going to pay. So and he's fully healthy. He don't have that sports hernia that he recovered from last year. But yeah, so I'd rather get someone like Kareem Hunt. But now to talk about your boy Hollywood, to talk about AB's cousin. I know a lot of people, especially like Smitty. They love this guy, and I understand the hype. I mean, bro, I was at Vegas. I saw what Hollywood did to my Miami Dolphins week 1. I saw the speed. I saw the playmaking ability. And I knew he was injured, a little riddled throughout the season. But I can't do it. and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I started looking at guys that are getting drafted around his you know what I mean?
His ADP.
ADP.
Yeah.
He is going, like I said, in the 6th round, right? Let's go back again. Boom, 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 boom. Let's find you, Mr. All right, 603. So then at 603, right? And I'm like, all right, let me look at the other receivers that are around here. I see Devontae Parker at 6'10". I see Brandon Cooks, 702. I see Landry just right below him. And I'm like, I like those 3 guys better than Hollywood right now. Devontae Parker, bro, he was a top 10 fantasy wide receiver last year. Stop disrespecting my dude. And now he's on Chan Gailey's offense, throws 58% of the time. Knock it off. Brandon Cooks, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver in a fragile wide receiver room. And he has he got the dude that's like Superman. And
Well,
I'm not kidding. We talking about Deshaun Watson, baby.
You know what,
Deshaun
Bloody?
Watson.
I think I'm going to have to curve Hollywood Brown as well. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you feel me? And not only that, but my boy.
Because all those names you named, I'd rather have all those motherfuckers.
Yeah. And Jarvis Landry. Don't disrespect that man.
Juice?
He has the most receptions in the Juice. And
Yeah,
you know
he
what?
has the most receptions ever since his existence in the league.
Exactly. And tell you what, he got that name Juice with the Miami Dolphins. For you guys that don't know this, I'm a Dolphin fan, and the guy that had that original name was O.J. McDuffie, one of the greatest Dolphins wide receivers ever. So for Jarvis Landry to get the name Juice, that means something, fellas. You don't just get someone's nickname like that. So, boom. Devontae Parker, Jarvis, and then, like I said, my other boy, Brandon Cooks. I would take those guys over Hollywood all effing day.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? Let's go ahead with the next set of guys I want to bring up. We got DJ Moore and we got AJ Green. You got one guy who's gonna, so to curve or not to curve, AJ Green or DJ Moore. And I'm not comparing these guys as far as ADP or anything. I'm just saying because these are the last 2 receivers on our list for tonight, right? Then we got a couple of tight ends I want to talk about. But start with DJ Moore. For the life of me, I love DJ Moore. I think he's gonna finish high, but I started looking into first time head coaches, like rookie head coaches, right?
Yeah.
When you're a first time head coach, historically, you're gonna run very low volume of plays. Like, look at even Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think they're going to up the volume like crazy next year, especially with pass attempts. Like, I think Kyler Murray actually has a floor of 600 pass attempts, at least a floor. So, you know what I mean? He might throw anywhere from 630. Bro, I'm telling you. But see, his rookie year, though, he only had 540 pass attempts. And you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just basing this on, rookie head coaches in general. So now you're going to have Matt Rule there. Because you know what Carolina was last year? They ran one of the highest total of plays. Over 1,000 something, I forget. But one of the highest total plays on offense that they ran. So I think I'm not saying Christian McCaffrey is someone I would curve or anything. But I also just say, in that offense in general, we might need to temper our expectations out of these players. Because not only is it a new system and coming off of this type of offseason that we had, you know what I mean? Is Joe Brady going to be able to whip his guys up really fast? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Is Teddy Bridgewater going to, be able to whip up learn this new playbook fast? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, DJ Moore was a focal point in, when it was a Scott Turner system. Matter of fact, that even makes me more excited about my man, the Scottish lad, Terry McLaurin, because he's Scott Turner's over there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I call him the Scottish lad. He's not Scottish, obviously. He's black, but you know what I'm saying? McLaurin it sounds Scottish to me. And even if it's Irish, my version's better. You know what I mean? So I call him the laddie. But yeah, so it makes me excited about Terry McLaurin because I know that's a system, even though it's a new system. And you can make the same argument: is the Redskins going to be able to adjust? I just know that they're going to utilize. They're going to make the focal point. Their number 1 receiver. You know what I'm saying? Same way they did with DJ Moore, because DJ Moore was a PPR machine. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we'll go on AJ Green. I mean, what is AJ Green? Is he still like in the 7th round? Is
Yeah, so when it comes to your boy AJ Green, Dr. Green Thumb, he's 6.07.
Okay, so he is creeping up because let's be honest, AJ Green, if he's healthy, bro, he's a top 5, bro. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You know what I mean? Yes, it's not a new system. It is going to be a goddamn new quarterback, but I think he might even be a better passer than Dalton. I mean, Joe Burrow coming out of college, he had like 140 something passer rating, or not passer rating, QBR when he was under pressure. And bro, he's gonna be under a lot of pressure behind that Bengals line. Granted, it should be better on paper, but I think it'll be better on paper geared towards the run game more. You know what I mean? Still though, number 1 target, bro, it's gonna be AJ Green if he's healthy. So I'm wondering, like, so how do you feel about this one? Because this one, I'm kind of undecided on this. There's still a lot of value there.
Yeah. So last year, right, back in May last year, I was telling everybody, like, hey, avoid AJ Green, get Tyler Boyd. And some people were like, oh, that sounds reasonable, but I don't know, man. It's AJ Green. So I was like, listen to me. This is back in May. Fast forward, boom, injury. And I was talking about it in my post and on these lives that I was doing with the fornicator. I was always saying, like, yo, bro, this
shout out to the fornicator.
Shout out to Jonathan. Hey, yo, so I'm like, bro, like, this guy always gets hurt. We know what he does when he's healthy. I mean, him and Andy Dalton are one of the best 1-2 combos, I believe, in history. I know that sounds crazy, but if you look up the history, AJ Green and Dalton are some of the best duos ever. Yep. But anyways, now when you look at the wide receiver position, right, for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, you got some guys. I mean, Tyler Boyd ain't no slouch. You got 1,000 yards back-to-back with a bunch of scrubs at the quarterback position. And then you got Higgins, man, Clemson guy. I like him a lot, bro. I mean, he's gonna get some targets for sure. And now you got AJ Green, and then, I don't know, Eifert. I don't know if he's going to stay healthy or whatever, but I think he's still on that squad. It doesn't even matter. He's irrelevant.
He's over there with the Jacksonville Jags now.
Is he now? Okay, see, I don't even pay attention to guys like scrubs like
that. They got
CJ
Uzomah. One of the coolest names, Uzomah. You know what I'm saying?
He was there last year.
Yeah, Uzama or whatever. Uzama, whatever you want to call him.
He's a big dude. Okay, yeah, that's right. So he's there and then makes against the ball. AJ Green, look, I'm not mad at you if you get him in the 6th round because you know what he's capable of. But this is where he was going last year, and he bit people in the ass. But the 6th, 7th round, you can play. You can be risky here. So, man, this is going to be crazy, but I'm not going to curve AJ Green because I think that he might stay healthy because if he doesn't stay healthy this year, he's done. He's done. Like, he should just retire. So I'm going to bank on, like, AJ Green in the 6th round. I hate to say this because I'm, like, always talking about health. But AJ Green, I'm not going to curve him in the 6th round.
I might take him. I'll probably take him over Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I'll take him over Hollywood. I didn't mention him, but, yeah, like I said, the other guys, Parker, Jarvis, and my other boy out there, Cooks. But, so I'm not going to curve my boy Green. But, anyways, now the other question, when you talked about my DJ Moore?
Yeah.
Man, DJ Quick, DJ Moore.
That's my DJ.
Moore, bro. You feel me? Like, I gotta go with some DJ Moore. I got to, bro. And I'm going to tell you why. The guy can play the slot, right? And he plays it really freaking well. He can play the outside, too. And I'm not a big believer in Teddy Bridgewater. He's a nice guy. That's all I got to say about Teddy Bridgewater.
But with Michael Thomas, too, and Teddy Bridgewater, like, he targeted that slot a lot. I mean.
Exactly.
Because
see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, he does have a shorter ADOT, as far as his average pass attempts are usually in the around that shorter area.
And Moore can take it to the house. I mean, he's just that kind of explosive receiver. Like, I've seen him even do that in his rookie year a couple years back. That he just, he's been getting better and he's been developing. So, I like Moore. And it's in the early 4th round. I think Moore brings a lot of value there.
He's going to be what is it called? He is going to be in that 3rd year where, a lot of these receivers, they take that jump. And, DJ Moore, I mean, I'm not mad.
Exactly.
I will say, I think you convinced me. I don't think I can curve DJ Moore. Even though I made all my points that I feel are valid, you know what I mean? He's still, bro, he has he has positive touchdown regression because, and you did mention him earlier. Shout out to the fornicator. He did bring up something to me on one of my shows where he was like, 85% of his deep targets, his deep ball targets were like deemed uncatchable. You know what I mean? So it's like, only having 4 touchdowns. I mean, I think he has a floor of like 6 if you are going to be the number one target. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing the air raid system, pun intended, raid the league. You know what I mean? You have it over there in Arizona. You're gonna have it there now in Carolina. Andy Reid has kind of adopted it with a lot of the spread offense, 4 wide receiver sets, because that's what Patrick Mahomes came from. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it is a copycat league. So, and the number one guy in that offense, the number one option at the receiver is going to be DJ Moore. You know what I mean? So maybe we want to see more DJ Moore. How about that?
There we go. So I like more, man. I like more. I mean, some of these picks are not sexy, man. But we know in fantasy football, it's not about the sexy picks.
It's about getting the points, bro.
Baby.
Yeah.
I just want points.
Bro,
That's all I want.
You know who I used to religiously pick up and start like years ago? Like, I would always pick up what's his name? Oh my God. Buddy played for the Cardinals. I used to call him Skeletor. Jordy Nelson, right?
Oh yeah,
bro. Like I remember I used to spot start him all day because like he was gonna get like 6 or 7 targets and they were all like down the field targets, right? And then I would be just picking him up, as a somebody had someone on a bye week and like so I always loved looking at him, or even like Danny Amendola. I would always, especially when there was no Julian Edelman, it was like, yo, he's gonna be good. Like pile up 8 or 9 targets for real, and they're it's just PPR shit, or like even Jamison Crowder over the years. Even when his time with the Redskins, I was just like, listen, he's always gonna be out there on the waiver. I'm gonna pick him up, start that motherfucker because he might pile up.
Exactly, bro.
Receptions.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but
exactly.
Okay, well, we're gonna go on to these last 2 right here. It's the only 2 tight ends I put on the list. We already kind of mentioned one of them with Tyler Higbee, so because we were talking about the Rams, but so with Tyler Higbee, too curve or not too curve, Tyler Higbee.
Higbee 7.10, bro.
I'm not mad at that. That's probably why I can't curve him. But like I mean, if their offensive line starts to click, right, which is kind of far fetched for the Rams right now. Because they had like the 29th or they're somewhere between 29 and I think they were 31 ranked offensive line last year. You know what I mean? Really bad. That's not good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like so, you know what I mean? If it continues to be like that, we're gonna see a lot of 12 personnel, and that puts him on these goal line packages. It puts him out there, 3rd down situations, and Higbee flashed a lot. Like he won people leagues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he saved people.
In that 7th round, I don't think I could curve him. If I'm looking at it, I mean, maybe I wait a little longer and I take a shot on someone like Hayden Hurst. But what is Hayden Hurst? Hayden Hurst is like in the 7th round too now, huh?
Oh, he's been shooting up, bro. Yeah, he's 7.03 now.
See, that pisses me off because I was, early on in the off season, he was like in the 9th round. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say he's a 9th, 10th rounder, and like, bro, like. I mean, because I think people are wise to Dirk Cutter's system now that they know, the tight end position is going to demand like 17% of the target market share. We fucking love that. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so maybe now the roles might be reversed now where I'm like, instead of like going, before I'd be like, I don't want Higbee, I'll wait on Hayden Hurst. And now I might need to get Hayden Hurst. I mean, maybe not Hayden Hurst and then wait on Higbee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it comes to Higbee, man, for me, I'm going to curve. Mm-hmm. Now, I know, when someone, comes through for you, you remember that person. You're like, damn, that's my boy. He came through for me when I needed him. But let's not forget that Everett was there and he was a starter and he was not healthy. Reason why Higbee, boom, insert, he did his thing. And, you got to make the most of your opportunity. But the reason why I say I'm a curve Higbee because I'd rather wait. These are the people that are going after Higbee according to Fantasy Football Calculator, guys. So you got Hunter Henry 8.06. Now I'm not touching him, but I'm just saying that's a name out there. But you keep going down, right? And I see my boy, which is disrespectful, at 10.06. My boy Jared Cook. Now, if you follow Piggy Bank Picks, you know I'm big on Jared Cook. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy had 9 career touchdowns.
You are
last
that
year,
is your
and
man.
Drew
I've
Brees
heard
missed
you.
5 guys.
I've heard you reference him a number of times. You fuck with Jared Cook. I actually am curving Jared Cook because
In the 10th round?
listen,
Oof.
I'd rather get a Jonnu Smith. You know what I mean? I'd rather
I like
get
him too.
I'd rather get a Noah Fant. There's just way too many, especially when you add a healthy Kamara back, and then you add Emmanuel Sanders, who's you know what I mean
Yep.
like. Yeah, that the shorter A-dot passes, it's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's gonna be hard to start both Emmanuel Sanders and Jared Cook because they're probably they're gonna be that third option. They're gonna cannibalize each other. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. But we're not even talking about Cook though. But
Yeah.
I get you. But
Shout out to
just
Jared
me
Cook,
personally-
though.
Yeah. But
Journeyman.
Jared Cook and then Mike Gesicki in the 13th round.
Now you're talking about language because I also think that Preston Williams will be ready for week 1, but any smart organization, which I think, you know, in the past 2 years, in this past year, we've noticed once they got all these former Patriot guys in there, they're actually a smart organization, the Dolphins. You know what I mean? And I think they're gonna not give Preston Williams a full complement of snaps, you know, right out the gate because he's coming off the ACL and because of the type of offseason we had. But I think the beneficiary will be goddamn Gesicki. Even though I can't really think of a notable tight end in my memory in a Chan Gailey system, I still know that the type of person that Fitzpatrick is, especially, like, 'cause I don't really know too much about Tua, obviously, but with Fitzpatrick, he always supports he always can support 2 cast members. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everywhere he's been, whether it was Eric Decker and a goddamn Brandon Marshall. Or even when Eric Decker got hurt, you know it was Quincy Nunwa and Brandon Marshall, and like he's gonna pepper 2 guys, whether it was Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans and or Chris Godwin. Like he was always gonna pepper 2 out of the 3. You know what I mean? Like, and so in this case, if Preston Williams isn't gonna be on the field as much because of coming off the ACL initially, it's Gesicki.
Yeah.
It's Gesicki. What are we gonna say?
Not only that, but you're right with Gailey. Like tight ends are not necessarily, famous with them. You know, they don't like produce that great, but they do play well if they can play the slot. And not too many tight ends back in the day could play the slot. Gesicki can.
Oh yeah.
Gesicki can go over the top. He
Gesicki
got
is
the fancy
athletic.
footwork. Yeah, boy, that dude is freaking athletic as hell. So fancy footwork, can go over the top. He can even hurdle over you.
Yep, I've seen it. I've seen it.
But yeah, so I will curve Higbee only because I feel like someone like Jared Cook or Mike Gesicki that can get literally a round or 2 later.
Yeah. Or even
Better
several, even like 5 later when it comes to Gesicki.
For Gesicki, that's 5 actually. Yeah, and Cook is 2. So man, I'd rather get those guys. That's great value.
Shout out to G Sicky.
You
You feel me? I'm about to start calling him G Sicky. Feel me?
G Sicky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. This last one almost we could rapid fire kind of, because I do want to get to talking about this expert league that you put together that I'm actually a proud member of, and I'm about to take that thing down. You know what I'm talking about? But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Austin Hooper. He's a real hard curve for me. Curve. Too curve or not too curve, and I'm curving. I mean,
Curving, bro.
even though it's gonna be, a Kevin Stefanski system, and like, even if he walks into that Kyle Rudolph role, you know what I mean, and he's a red zone look, they still have David Njoku, and if they don't trade him, you know what I mean? If they don't trade him, because the reason they traded for Austin Hooper is because that system runs a lot of 12 personnel. I mean, look you had Irv Smith and you had Kyle Rudolph last year. So it was like, that's why one of the first moves they did was trade for a tight end. So, but still, it's, where's Austin Hooper going? Let's see. I'm curious because I don't ever look at him.
Austin Hooper, huh? Let's see where he's going, man. Austin Hooper's going in a 12.06.
Wow, that's kind of value, but still.
Yeah,
He he screams like a guy that's gonna get me like 5 points like as a floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, man. Let's be real. All right, look, Matt Ryan made Hooper. Okay, that is just what it is. Okay.
Well, and Dirk
Matt
Cutter,
Ryan
and Dirk
made
Cutter,
Hooper.
and Dirk Cutter.
Yeah, and Dirk Cutter. Yeah,
Because it's that system.
Cutter,
It's the same
of
way.
course,
Remember a couple years ago, O.J. Howard was a thing. As soon as Dirk Cutter leaves, you bring in someone like Bruce Arians. Tight ends are non-existent in his system half the time.
Yeah.
Now we
Yep.
might see it implicated more because when you bring in a guy like Gronk, come on, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Of course, you're gonna have to use. Yeah, you know what I mean? You're gonna. If you have Gronk, you're foolish to not use him. But you know, Gronk is a great blocker. Either way, going back to
Hooper. No, bro.
Yeah.
Cleveland cannot look. OBJ will have a diva fit if he doesn't get more touchdowns. If Hooper starts getting looks in the red zone more than OBJ does, there's gonna be a problem, bro. There's gonna be a huge problem. And Baker Mayfield, bro, he can't beat 3 guys. I'm sorry, he can't. He just can't. He can't give the ball to Hunt and throw to him. He can't give it to Jarvis and OBJ. And then you want to add
especially
Hooper?
if they're gonna.
Happening.
It's gonna be more of a run. It's gonna be a run first team. I mean, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not happening. I don't see it at all. Austin Hooper was, part of his system, and that's why you guys love Hurst. Hurst hasn't shown us that he's this great player and is up to his first round capital that they used on him. He has flashes, but he's not established.
yeah, I was
right?
about to say that. I was like, hold on, my man Hayden Hurst Helmsley, he's flashed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's flashed. But
you're
you're not
right.
like, wow. You know what I mean? You're not wow like this guy was for sure a first round pick. We haven't seen it yet. Of course, he hasn't gotten his fair opportunity, but also now him going to the Falcons, we love him even more because he fits the system, and now his skill set could be used. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Austin Hooper, it's just a pass for me. That's just my take, and I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was the very first to curve or not to curve. You know what I mean? Pretty good segment, especially because I woke up after partying for like 3 days straight, and I was like, shit. I was like, fuck. I told my mans, I'm usually good at sending the show sheet 24 hours prior, like so you can marinate. But I was like, you know what, my man's is good. He knows how to pick it up and run with it. So, you know what I mean?
Word.
And those are actually names. All those names on the list. What was it, like 13 names, something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, those are all guys that like, you know what I mean, like where I really get scratching my head. You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to fuck with this dude or not? Or like, you know what I mean? But so yeah, so I'm thank you for coming on and
for sure.
and bring me around on some of these guys too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but okay, so now, Playmakers, one of the fucking million leagues that I'm in, right? You know what I'm saying? This one is an invitational. You know what I'm saying? So you had to be invited, hence the word invitational. And it's an expert league. And so yes, Playmakers, as crazy as I am, I'm considered an expert. Yes. 10 points for me. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to know. I know we've talked a little bit about this briefly, but tell me about tell the Playmakers about the name of this league and tell them about the scoring format, the roster format. Let's get down to brass task.
Let's get it. All right, guys. So we're bringing this expert league. I'm very, very excited because we have some great members. I mean, this is going to be, competition to me, man, to the throne. And I say that with a lot of confidence because this is going to be one of the hottest expert leagues out there at IG. And best believe I will make that happen because we have great people involved and great ideas. But boom, the name is Breaking the Bank. Piggy
Nice.
Bank Pickz. So Breaking the Bank is what it is, baby. Because we got a bunch of dudes that want the loot, that want the championship, and we even got a Piggy trophy, custom, all that, baby. And $200, to first place. That's just a little chunk change, but
Yeah, but it's an invitational, Playmakers, and there is no entry fee. There's only a bag at the end. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you said, oh, it's a free league and you win money. Like, oh, I'm in. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I do. Listen, if it's free, it's for me. And I mean, goddamn it, I got free in my name. You know what I'm saying? Bogart's got free. Goddamn it.
You feel it? So
I feel
yeah, man. So pretty much, I'm sponsoring the $200 in the championship because I want to beat the best. I'm telling y'all, take my money, try. You know what I mean? So, and this is the people that we got, man. I just want to name a couple.
Yeah.
All right. So let's name. So boom, we got my boy Bogart. I mean, this guy got the chips. He got the trophy.
I got some hardware. I might got a handful of them. You know what I mean?
Shine them up.
Yeah,
your boy Piggy, of course. I got my hardware. But then let's talk about some other people that are in it. So we got 3 people from the throne. So shout out to every single one of them. Fantasy Football Wolf. Shout out to the Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
They get it. That's right. Shout out to the Guru. You feel me?
Shout out to Spencer.
Yes, sir, Guru.
Yeah, so
Nation.
he's in officially. Yeah, it's dope.
Officially.
I was a part of his war room. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
In the Throne League. So you know what I mean? Like that's my connection to the Throne League. Shout out to Justin from Clock Management as well. We in that thing. We in the Guru's war room. You know what I'm saying? And, we about to take this thing down. I don't give a fuck. What? Let's go.
That's right. And then lastly, from the Throne League is Fantasy Football State of Mind. So shout out to those 3 dudes out there, man. They got a little trio, 3-headed monsters. So shout out to them dudes too. But yeah, man, I'm gonna talk about my dogs, man. Run Off the Clock. It's up and coming page. My boy Sack. Fantasy football. I mean, he's coming up too. My boy The Plug. Yeah, man, The Plug podcast.
Shout out to The Plug.
Is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, he is dope. I want to reach out to the dude, man.
Y'all
great
gotta work.
content.
I told him about you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I figured I'd reach out to him at the end of the week and try to get him on for a next week show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you got to, bro. That's a must. That's a must.
Yeah,
so
he's dope.
Shout out to The Plug. Shout out to The Plug. That's my dude. Fantasy Football for You. That's my guy from the Expert League last year. Real cool dude, man. He's a great page, great fucking insight. Shout out to my boy NFL Authority, man. I mean, that guy got like 14,000 followers, and this guy is just a killer, man. He's a beast, bro. I had him in my
the authority.
League. Yeah, he's the authority, you feel me? Shout out to my boy NFL Junkie, too, man. He got like 9-10K. You feel me? He got a little page.
Hell of a name, too, to go along with the great
Junkie,
content.
You feel me?
Yeah,
so,
love it.
We got the authority. We got the Junkie. We got the State of Mind. We got a Guru. We got the, that Money Network. You feel me?
Yeah, give me money.
Banks. We got the Piggy Banks. And, I got my boy The Plug. I mean, all these dudes, bro, awesome dudes. I'm very, very excited to be in this. Oh, and shout out to my the Fantasy Football Limelight, man. Because if you guys have a logo, this guy probably made it because this guy is just fucking amazing. Bro. If you don't have a logo, go get my boy Limelight. Fantasy Football Limelight guy is fucking great with the graphics, great with the logos, and great fantasy content.
Bro, check this out. He's coming on the show on Friday. I know I'm excited about this one too because
he's awesome, bro.
He's dope.
Awesome.
He's really dope.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna ask him live on the show. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get some work done because I'm gonna start. From the shout out to the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. You know what I mean? But
yes, sir.
They're like, yo, they're getting on me. They're like, yo, bro, you send me some designs, bro. We're gonna start pressing some merch up for you. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need some gimme money shirts. You know what I'm talking about?
Shit, I made some Piggy shirts because of him, man, off his logo. So,
yeah.
Shout out to my boy Limelight, man. But yeah, man, we got some fucking heavy
some hitters, bro.
In this league. You feel me? These ain't no chumps. Like, every single one of here is fire. There ain't no weak link in this expert. I see some expert leagues, and I ain't gonna talk down on them, but I see a couple of dudes, I'm like, oh, he's in your league? Oh, that's cool. Like, I can beat him. But see, these guys, every single one of these guys out here, I look at as fucking great competition because I'm like, man, these are some real ones. I'm going to bring my A game.
So now
tell me.
So now I want you to tell us about this roster construction, and then
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, all right, check this out, y'all. All right, everyone, got the RB, you got the one quarterback. I do 2 quarterbacks, baby. I'm gonna throw your ADPs, everything out the window because when you got a 2 quarterback league,
you're
gonna start thinking differently. You're gonna be like, wait, I haven't done mock drafts like this before. Well, hey, homie, keep you on your toes. You're an expert, right? So let's do it. Let's run it. Get those 2 quarterbacks, and it's 6 points per touchdown because in the NFL, who's the most coveted position? The quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. So why isn't the quarterback showing love in fantasy? Why are you showing
I always do 6 points.
Love?
I always
feel
do
me?
6 points. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we're trying to simulate fantasy
Uh-huh.
reality football into our fantasy football. Like the 4 point shit
Exactly.
gotta go. Fuck that.
Yeah, boy. So we got the 6 points right there. You feel me? And so yeah, it's gonna be 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 flex, 1 tight end, 1 defense, 1 kickers. I know you're gonna boo me for the
So-
defensive kickers, but
No, that's
defensive
fine.
kickers matter.
You know what? Since you called on it, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and boo it. You know what I'm saying?
I love you. I love
Oh
you, man.
shit! No, listen. I mean, I told you my kicker strategy. I always just stream a kicker on a Monday. I actually love kickers in leagues just because of that fact where it's like, listen, if I'm trailing by like 6 or 7 points and I have no one left on a Monday, you lose. You know what I mean? That's a loss. But if I'm trailing and I have some kind of hope, and I don't happen to not have a player that that on a Monday, I'll throw a kicker in that motherfucker. And I do the same thing with defenses sometimes too, because at one point in the year, I'm gonna end up streaming defenses, and until I land on one that has a nice little stretch of games. Like for example, Playmakers. Y'all know I've been saying this. Draft the goddamn Los Angeles Chargers defense, because in the beginning of the year they have a nice little stretch where they go up against teams, a good stretch of them, like the first quarter of the year. Like they're not playing against playoff teams from last
tier
year.
teams, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, and then when they do get into these top tier teams like the Chiefs and stuff, I just chuck them. I'm not married to kickers or defenses. You know what I mean? They're usually my last picks as well, like when I'm drafting. You know what I mean? But
I ain't mad at that.
and if I draft early, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't draft any kickers or defenses. I draft more skilled position guys, and I watch, or even handcuffs that I don't for guys that I don't even have, just in case someone gets hurt in the preseason. I might already hit the jackpot. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Or the Rona. Shit, you gotta be ready this year, man.
Yeah. Okay, so are we doing IR spots because of the Rona, like and shit like that, and or even
Yeah, so check
the
this
higher
out. So
probability of injuries in general because if players weren't conditioned?
Yeah. So when it comes to the IR spot, man, I got 2 IR spots open. One thing too, that one of the rules, because it is the 12-team league, you only can have 2 quarterbacks at a time, unless you guys on a bye or injured or on your IR. That's the only time you can pick up another quarterback. So you better know who the hell you're getting.
So you can
And
only
then
hold 2 at a time?
only 2 at a time, unless you got a guy IR or bye.
Wow, so I can't, because anytime I'm in a super flex league, obviously super flex it's just a tad bit different because you could put something else if you don't have a quarterback. But I'm always drafting 3. So we're specifying it that we cannot hold more than 2. So there will always be options out there. And it's gonna
Exactly.
it's gonna provoke people to spend their fab as well, because this is a fab system, right?
Exactly. So I mean, that's the reason I'm doing some of these things, man. I wanna, I wanna,
So damn, so
test the
if
waters
I'm-
a little bit, man.
so
Just
if I'm holding-
stir the pot.
So if I'm holding 2 quarterbacks, one of them's on a bye, I can't drop this quarterback. So if I can't even, it says I gotta hold him. But if I gotta go into into the waiver wire and bid on another quarterback. And if I don't bid on him, I might not have a quarterback that week. And so you can't even start something in that spot because it's not a super flex. This is gonna
Well,
be.
now the thing is that you can definitely still get your guy. I mean, you can just put a fucking $1 if you want. You know what I mean?
No, I know this,
On
but I'm
any-
just saying,
on
like,
random-
if I don't bid, if I get outbid, is what I'm saying. I might not. What if other people are in the same scenario? Like, sometimes there's bye weeks where there's 6 teams on a bye, so that means there might be half of the league targeting these available quarterbacks. You know what I mean? We're gonna come up to some scenarios this year. It's gonna be interesting.
Very interesting, but we'll make it work, man. Any kinks, bro? I'll definitely, as the commissioner, take care of everybody, bro, and make it fair for everybody. So definitely,
I just realized. So our man Sin City ain't in this joint. This particular one.
Yeah, so now, man, Team Piggy Bank, we are a collective, man.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
Me, Complicated Kai, and my boy Christopher Pickz, bro. We definitely all one team, man. We have,
Oh,
a
I
big
see.
draft board,
I
and
see
we're
here.
ready.
He said, "Take my money." He said, "Try to break the piggy bank." But I didn't know it was a whole squad. Okay, I see.
It's a squad.
But
It's
you
a
know what?
squad, bro.
If that's the case too, I might as well go ahead and invite my man Guru. He can co-manage this team with me as well. You know what I'm saying? Not Spencer the Guru, but the Goo. My co-host for the Real Fantasy Playmakers, who actually is gonna be making his epic return sooner than later. This motherfucker he been on this poker tear. He plays poker bros. He even wants me to start promoting, like, he's like, we could host a room and make hella money, bro. And I'm like, you got me on make hella money. I was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, so you might start seeing me promote this pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, because I want to bring other things to the GMM network as well. Like I told him, I was like, man, you could film yourself playing, because he's playing high stakes shit every night. You know what I mean? Online. And I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? And then like we could host rooms and then get a cut. Cause I used to play poker a lot, bro. And I told him, I was like, you trying to get me to the dark side? Cause I actually quit poker like years ago because it's like, what's the use in making money if I'm just gonna go and risk it? I don't know. I grew out of that. You know what I mean? But he told me if I could host a room with him and I do the promoting, cause he's like, you know the world, bro. You know everybody, and I'm like, I really do. He's more of a low key kind of guy, but he loves to gamble. He's like, listen, you can make money. You don't even gotta play. And I'm like, wow. So all I gotta do is talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down. If all I gotta do is promote it, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Get money.
Yeah, you feel me? Okay, I'm looking at this list. There was 15 names, actually. I forgot. Devin Singletary and goddamn, Jonathan Taylor. So real quick, too Kev or not too Kev, I'm curving the fuck out of Devin Singletary. I'm not fucking with him. Like, where's he going real quick?
Let's go. Let me go back. Boom, Singletary, where you at, buddy? Going boom, 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 up. Yeah, he up there. 4.05, man.
See, I'm not fucking with that. I'd rather have David Montgomery.
Yeah, and he's going at 4.07.
Exactly. Like, and see, here's the thing with Singletary is like, man, he had one of the lowest percentage of red zone carries, and they brought in Zach Moss, who they already said is gonna fill that Frank Gore role. Frank Gore had more goal line carries than goddamn Singletary last year. Even though Singletary was hurt for a good amount of the season, still, Josh Allen, the white Cam Newton himself, he's gonna call his own fucking number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Half the time, he's calling his own number. You know what I mean? So I'm curving Singletary. And with Jonathan Taylor, I'm definitely not curving him. I hope because I am worried about the rookies in general. You know what I mean? Because it's a real special, quote unquote, type of offseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jonathan Taylor is just fucking phenomenal talent. He's arguably the best running back talent-wise in this draft class. And he lands behind arguably the best line in the game.
Yeah.
With an old Phillip Rivers, who they're probably going to want to run the ball more, and that's what Frank Reich does. They run a higher clip of run ratio versus the goddamn passing ratio. You know what I mean? And how about this? We're going to see Phillip Rivers. He might not be with the quick dump offs. He might actually get time to 5 and 7 step drop back behind that line that could pass protect almost as well as they could run block. So it's like if T.Y. Hilton can get active again, bro, that's only going to help Jonathan Taylor more. You know what I mean? And I don't see a return of the Mac. I don't see, and yes, Nyheim Hines will be involved, but you know what I'm saying? It's the same way. Like, okay, is Frank Reich just historically a guy who runs a running back committee, or did he not have a talent like a Jonathan Taylor, where it's like, okay, we gotta feed this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I don't. I see what you're saying.
But like, so Frank Reich too. Also, man, historically, his running backs are due to game script. Like, you know what I mean? And if you look at the Colts, look at their schedule, bro. They have one of the easiest schedules. So if they're winning a lot of these games, bro, that game script is going to be favored towards the run. If they're in positive game scripts, they're going to be running the ball.
Well, honestly, I don't think they want, someone like Rivers, chucking the ball like 40 times a game. You know what I mean? 35 plus a game. They don't have to necessarily do that when they have offensive line the way they do, and they have a great running attack. I'm one to not just do away with Marlon Mack.
Oh,
because,
okay.
Because and this is why, because Marlon Mack, the last couple of years, in 2018 he was averaging 4.7 per carry, and then this last year 4.4 per carry.
But it's the line. It's the line.
It's the line. Yes, it's
and
the line.
Tell me that's not. Tell me it's not.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor's more talented than Marlon Mack. Come on.
Oh yeah, no, is he more talented? I definitely.
He'll
think
average
so.
5 yards a carry behind that line.
But let's not forget this though. Marlon Mack, even though he's only played in 16. I'm sorry, not 16. In 26 games, right? So that's like 13 per season. He got 2,000 yards in those 2 seasons, and he's also got 17 touchdowns. That's pretty freaking good, man. Now, yeah, we can credit the line all we want, but we can't just say this guy is a scrub of any type.
Yeah,
and he's pretty good.
But you know what though, too? I will give you this, man. Like, it was unfair for him when there was no more Andrew Luck, because when Andrew Luck is there, eating.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Phillip Rivers is no Andrew Luck, but I'm definitely not saying that. But he's a better passer than someone like the grilled beef brisket.
Kobe?
Yeah, the meat slab is what I call him. I come up with the most ignorant nicknames. Just trust me.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with
the meat slab.
No. But see, I'll say this about Jonathan Taylor. I love him. I think he was one of the best running backs behind my boy DeAndre Swift, because that's my favorite running back.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Taylor is going to a great situation. Offensive line, boom, boom, boom. There's only one thing that concerns me about Jonathan Taylor, and that is he has a little bit of fumble-itis, something that Ricky Williams had early in his career.
But
no. So now I know this, that Frank ain't gonna take a guy that's putting the ball on the ground, and when you have someone like Marlon Mack in the back, that might cut into his carries if it's a big if the ball starts coming out, man, and there's turnovers. I'm not sure if Frank is going to really just be with that the whole season. Now I know the upside is there in the 4th round. I think it's a very calculated risk that I would take. I'm not curving Jonathan. I'm just saying we got to be let's not do it with Marlon Mack. I think Marlon Mack is a great value pick later on and a great handcuff.
And I will say, just to kind of rebuttal what you just said about the fumbling, like that could be coached up, you know what I mean? But also there's sometimes they just can't hold on to the ball, like a Chris Carson or a LaShawn McCoy.
Remember Booby?
Yeah, I remember Booby. Fuck yeah. Or even the Chris Johnson. What's his name? Shady McCoy, because he just goddamn can't stop trying to be, a showboater, and he holds that ball away from him. You know what I mean? Like, so his is due to running style, but like, sometimes people just fumble. You know what I mean? And like, man, I hope they can coach that up, because where's Jonathan Taylor going? He's back of the 3rd, right?
He's actually
early 4th.
Early 4th. I'm sorry. 4.02.
Yeah. See, I'm not mad at that. But I think by the time if we see him in the preseason, he's going to be a solidified 3rd rounder. You know what I'm saying? If we see him with the team ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit, man. This was, hell of an episode, bro. Thank you for coming on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I also knew that, I was going to bring you back on eventually, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? This is time. It's time to curve. Yeah. Oh, not to curve. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. One more time, man. Let them know where they can find you and find all the crackback content and all that shit, B.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So, Kevin Banks, and where you can find me and the crew is at Piggy Bank Pickz with a Z on Instagram. Piggy Bank Pickz on Spotify, Complicated Kai on Instagram, and even my boy, the guru, when it comes to the whole gambling scene, and that's Christopher Pickz. That makes the Pickz and Piggy Bank Pickz on Instagram. So, go follow all 3 of us, man. We are a trio, a 3-headed monster. That shit you saw in Hercules, but we kill Hercules, though. So, that is.
They bit him right in the ankle. Got him right in the ankle piece. Hey, where's Christopher from? Where he from? He from Cali too?
Oh no, he lives here in LA now, man. But he is originally from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, love it.
Yeah, he's from Memphis, bro. He was, moving pounds before, and now, he's an older gentleman, man. He's one of my good friends,
He
man.
got some
He's
stories.
actually in his 60s, man. So he got decades, bro. Decades. I
Nice.
mean, old school notebook, dude. Was all over every casino, all over the country, man. And now, he's me and my boy Complicated, man. We've been knowing each other for over a decade, and yeah, we're a great squad, man. A lot of chemistry there, and I love my boys, man. That is my team. So, a lot of people have the misconception that Piggy Bank Pickz is just Kevin Banks. No. Do not be.
There's a plural. It is plural. It is plural, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Piggy Bank Pickz, man. So, Christopher Pickz, Complicated Kai, and your boy Kevin Banks make Piggy Bank Pickz, and we are that trio, like I said, man. We are that 1, 2, and boom.
And I'm going to
3
take you guys out in the Super Bowl. Let's go. It has begun. Oh, and Playmakers, during the course of you definitely want to follow all those casts of individuals he just stated, and including follow everybody that's in this league, because we're going to be having content specified for this league week in and week out. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of shit talking. We're going to be it's going to be like pro wrestling. We're going to be cutting promos, talking shit. It's going to be a good time. It's Playmakers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have all the links, all the names he just referenced. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put them all in the description. You know what I'm talking about? And man, you know what I'm saying? You take it easy, man, and be safe. You know what I'm saying? And thanks again, bro.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, man. It was a pleasure, like always.
For sure. Hey, and y'all know where to find me, Playmakers.